Writing this book has truly helped me because I had to revisit a lot of issues that I thought was over, but actually never made peace with. Well, this section is me making peace with myself. I forgive myself and I love myself. This section is my section where I am forgiving myself, reclaiming my power back, and proclaiming my victory. Today, I know that I am never alone. The Most High has really looked out for me. I am not perfect, but I strive knowing that I have to be better for Him. He saved my life, and I am so grateful to Him. DJ played Boulevard of Broken Dreams by Green Day, March 8th, 2023 at 1:05 a.m. as I type this. I have no regrets about the choices I made regarding friends and family because I remember what Medea told Sunny about leaves, branches, and the roots of a tree. Love is a two-way street, and going forward, I refuse to be used. I refuse to be unequally yoked. You can dig my grave, but you better be prepared to fall in it because I refuse. Alright, so I just wanted to take a pause and I just wanted to, talk to y'all and let you know I'm not bashing women. I have no problem with women. I do love women. My grandmother is a woman. My mom is a woman. I have sisters. I do respect you. Um, but I do feel like, um, even as like a gay dude, like I feel like women feel like, not all, but a lot of women, you see this today, they feel like they can't be corrected, especially when it feels like, when it's coming from a man. And they take this role of, oh, you're bashing me, or, gaslight the situation. Women are some of the biggest gaslighters. For instance, I've seen a post, right, where these guys, they were talking about women's hair, and some of these brothers knew the names. They knew, they was talking about it in a positive aspect. Like, I like when a woman have such and such bob, and this one brother, he knew the cut, the color, the name, everything. And it's like, of course, I'm sure he knows what he like on his woman. Like, so and I seen under the comments, women was praising, the guys, and but on the other hand, on some posts, where men are not even being like bashful, like they're just talking about like what they don't like, and they, the men that like the more natural looks and they don't like, all the weave and stuff like that, you know, they get so much like hate, like, oh, they get their sexuality questioned, and that's a form of gaslighting. It's like, okay, well, it's good when we compliment you, or when they're complimenting you on your hair, they're telling you what they like. But if they tell you something that they don't like, then they met with their sexuality being questioned, and just trying to flip it around, like trying to take like the victim role. And like I said, not all women do this, but women do this. Y'all, a lot of y'all do not like to own up to the shit that you do, the part that you play. And when confronted, you gaslight. This is why, like, I sometimes would not even like say, you know, stuff about my girlfriend's behavior because it would lead into an argument because they take offense, you know, with everything. And I just feel like, men are not innocent, women are not innocent either. And you see it today. One thing that I will point out, um, is that uh, women are kind of going through their own little karma. And this is just from an outsider looking in. I'd be looking at stuff, and it's just like women back during, when welfare was first introduced to black women, a lot of them did pretty much get men out of the home. And I mean, if you fast forward to later today, a lot of women do be feeling attacked by the trans community. And to me, I'm not here to say whether it's right or wrong, who's right or wrong on this in this video. I'm just making a point. But a lot of women do be feeling attacked by the trans community. And to me, I'm not saying that is right or wrong, but I'm just recognizing that to me that's karma. Like, isn't it ironic that the men got pretty much exiled out of the home because black men was present before welfare came into play. Black men was present. That's one thing I don't get about, like, when black women talk about they the most discriminated, they the most disrespected. It's like they make it like some of them make it seem like it's a competition, and it's not. When you were being raped in the plantation, so was the black man. And even if he tried to defend you, he would get killed. And I mean, I just really have to look at it. Black women outnumber black men. So I just don't get how you would be the least protected, but it's more of you than it is of black men. And I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm just talking. But to get back to what I was saying, I really do feel like how women feel about the trans, and how some of them feel attacked. I really do feel like that is karma from what happened with the whole welfare thing. Isn't it ironic that the men was exiled out of the home, and now they've some have come back, and women, some women take this thing where they feel like some trans are trying to replace them. That's how some women do feel. Like, they feel like trans are coming back to try to replace them. And that right there, to me, that is the irony. That is ironic to me, that because even if, I mean, in trans, no shade to the trans community. Like, I mean, it is what it is. You was born, one way, you transitioned into something. I respect your transition, but you were born one way, and you transitioned into something else. So I just feel like, that is, you know, women's karma in a sense. Um, I do feel like sometimes, black women feel like they can't be corrected, or like they just can't be wrong, or like they don't try to see the part that they play. Everything is just solely on the man. And I don't agree with that. I've been your friend. I see what you do behind the scenes. You play too. You play too. And you just more slick. And it's a perception that, men just don't, they just oblivious. No, they catch it. They see it. Men just don't react like how women react. But a man to know, just like you, in tune with your emotions and you feel shit and you catch shit, so do men. Men do too. They not just as vocal with theirs, but they see. I mean, and you have, you know, one off factors, like Pookies and the Boom Squeezes, the Project Dudes, the Project Girls, and not all Project Dudes and Project Girls are bad, but the stereotypes. I'm talking about the stereotypes. There are stereotypes on both black women and both black men. I just don't like this whole narrative of, and I'm sorry, but I don't agree on like how women are the least protected. I don't feel that way. Um, I feel like black men and black women are the least protected. Like, it's not a competition. Y'all go through what y'all go through. Black men go through what black men go through as well. Um, Black men disrespect black women. Black women disrespect black men. I've seen it on both sides. I've had girlfriends, and not just talking about the two that I just spoke about, but even in the past, I've had girlfriends that have had good dudes, and they was the ones that messed it up, playing games, being too high maintenance, not being understanding, you know. Um, I had one girl, she met this guy. He was a great guy, for her, and she ran him away. I mean, it's like, girl, you expect this man to take you out to dinner, to these fancy restaurants, and you can't even boil water. You can't even boil water. You can't eat out every night. First of all, that's not even healthy. So I think it's work to do on both sides. And this is not me bashing women, but I don't like to have conversations with women when it comes far as like them doing shit to me and me confronting them about it, because it's like they always try to take it around and flip it. Like, no, girl, you did this. You are this way. This is your behavior. Own it. Like, you want black men to own their shit, you gotta own your shit too. You not, you not special. We not special in that sense where we can't just, own our shit. Both black men, both black men and women have to own their shit. That's what I'm saying. All right, so this picture that you're looking at is me not too long after arriving in Minnesota, and I got my first car. And so this was on my Facebook page, which you see right there, Fitzgerald Anderson Savage. That this is a post from my Facebook page. And it says, "He always shows me his love, even when I know I don't deserve anything. My Father in heaven blessed me with a car on the Sabbath day. It is lawful to do good on the Sabbath. He is what gets me through these 83-hour work weeks I work. He blesses me and keeps me out of danger, and I can't thank him enough. I've been here in Minnesota since December 16th. And in 2 months, I have found two good paying jobs, bought a car, and now I will be working on getting my own place. Stone Creek, here I come. I'm claiming you in his name. Thawada Barakatha." And that means thank you and bless you in Hebrew. All right. And so, yeah, I never made it to the Stone Creek, but not too long after I got my car, I got my place, and I've been here ever since 2016. So, that should speak for stability. And I've had some trying times. I'm not trying to come off like I'm better than anybody. Um, you know, oh, I'm uppity or I'm this cashy person and I got more money than you in my bank account. That is not my attitude. That's not my spirit. That's not who I am. I've never been like that. And so, I'm like I said, I'm just sharing my life, and whatever somebody can learn, that's what I hope to gain from this. Is hoping that somebody take my life and even if it's a man saying, see, you know, this what you don't do, type deal. I don't care. I really don't. Um, People's opinions of me are not a reflection of me. You know, sometimes people can really think that they know you and then find out that they truly don't know you at all. And people change. So, um, this is just about my life and, my struggles. It's my testimony. It's me. So, around this time, things were going great. I arrived in Minneapolis right around Christmas of 2015, and it did not take me long to find a job. Parentheses, I found two actually. I did feel like Dwan was not thrilled that I was living with them. His wife at that time was more welcoming than him. As I said, I was working 80 hours a week, in which it did not take me long to get my own car, the one you see in the pic. My first two jobs were a factory slash production warehouse, and the second job was my first call center job where I met my first friend, the Aquarius. I moved in my apartment in July of 2016, and I have been in the same apartment since. I moved in back in 2016. All praises to the Most High. My brother Dewan helped me move my stuff in, which was not much, but I ended up getting very sick a few months later. Dewan was too busy, probably doing nothing, building houses, to take me to the hospital. He got his wife's cousin to take me, which was awkward because I was really sick. I ended up having to tell her my business, which really pissed me off. She didn't know if she should stay with me or not, but I told her that she didn't have to stay. I was alone, very sick, and very upset, but I never even threw it in his face. And later on, he would get sick, and guess who went to the hospital and stayed with him? Let's just say I didn't become standoffish and hyper independent by myself. I was pushed. This is why I cut him off as well. I was the sacrifice slash scapegoat, the one everyone could look down on. These people did not love me. When I withdrew my energy, now it's I miss hearing his voice. Now they want to talk about popping up at my home, but I'm good. He was happy to abandon me in the cold of Minnesota. He left 3 years into me being here. I know they all thought I wouldn't make it in isolation, but the Most High has different plans for me. I will return the same energy shown to me though. Anyway, when I was first diagnosed with HIV, I was placed on one big ass pill once a day. I was not sick. In my ignorance, I thought that once I was undetectable, I did not have to take the pill anymore. Hey, it's my fault. It was my fault because I should have educated myself better. At that time, there was a lot going on with what I was learning in regards to the truth. Also, how I was feeling about my life in general, and on top of that, I was in the process of moving. I'm talking about this next part because I want to stress the importance of taking the medications. One day there will be a cure, so we won't have to take these meds that suppress the virus but do harmful things to our kidneys, liver, and bones. I ended up getting very sick. I went from 145 pounds down to 99 pounds. Now I have been Now, I have always been thin, even before HIV, but this was scary, even for me. My family was very scared. To be honest, it was the very first time I could tell even my dad was concerned. He always said a parent should never have to bury their child, which I agree, but hey, it be like that sometimes. Besides, if I died, he would have to deal with all the backlash, gossip, and rumors, questions about why this slash why that, and we all know how phony some church families can be. He would not be able to answer anything, and that would lead to, well, why wasn't you in the know? It would just, it would be just a big snowball. I almost went there though, meaning I had a near death experience. Baby, there have been two times in my life that I wanted to die because I was in pain from being ill. This was the first, and COVID was the second. I felt worse than I did when I first caught COVID, and this was before we had a name for COVID. I felt like Joe for real. I am glad the Most High was with me. I knew my life was not over because I knew I had a mission. I just didn't know my mission would be as deep as it has been. I appreciate you for walking through this journey with me. I know this section is a little vulgar and out there, but I'm trying to be as real as I can. I know people will be like, I don't like the way you talked about your dad. I don't like how you cuss and how you put your family business out in public. I don't like how you talk about kids. Sir, ma'am, at least I don't talk about them behind their back like most of them still do to me to this very day. I have to show them that I will no longer take their disrespect. I've chosen another path. Maybe if I had the opportunity to express myself, I would have went a different path. Besides, someone needs to read this so that they can know that they are not alone in this cold world. Anyway, I had this white thrush that was on the extreme side because it had hardened and it looked like cauliflower. I was sick as hell. I could not eat because I could not swallow anything, and that is how I lost all the weight. When the thrush first started, I thought what I was feeling was heartburn, so I was taking Tums and Rolaids. This was in 2016. I thought things were good because the Tums slash Rolaids were helping at first. I had an idea of what was going on, but I still needed to get to the doctor. I've always taken pride in my health. That is why today at 35 I still have nice teeth, even with all the weed I smoke. Oh, yes, before I forget, my teeth are my teeth. I didn't get any replacements or whatever the girls are doing these days. It took me a little while to get to the doctor. Remember, I had just moved to Minneapolis back in December. This whole ordeal of me being ill was going on around that following August. It was really bad. I never seen my mom so scared. Both of my parents were even speaking to each other. My mom wanted me to come home, but I was not doing that. I still remember how bad coming back to Toledo was when I came home from school in Kansas. Minneapolis has way better health care and other programs that help people with HIV. This is another reason why I would recommend Minneapolis as a place to move. If a person does have HIV, the help is here if you need it. There's access to the Ryan White program, and there's this program called Every Penny Counts. They are a blessing for real. Thank you, Every Penny Counts, for all you did for me. I finally got into the doctor who will help me get my health back in order over time. It was rough. I was off of work for a while, which was a good thing because at this time we were working in the building. One day I woke up, the thrush was gone, and I was starting to feel better. I never lost my appetite. I just couldn't eat because it hurt to swallow anything. The thrush that looked like cauliflower to me stretched from the roof of my mouth down to my stomach. I thank the Most High for his healing, but I am not going to act like the weed did not help either. Smoking weed is what kept my appetite up. If you have never been that sick, especially in the Hebrew community, please don't be so quick to judge. At least I am honest. I could have sat up here and told you I did nothing but eat edibles, which would be a total lie because I cannot stand edibles. I have tried a few with no results, and they are nasty, from the nerds and the chocolate to the Rice Krispies even. I think that is the main problem with us. Everyone wants to do the Most High's job instead of letting Him do it. I'm not worried about who changes and who doesn't. I can only worry about getting this work done. He uses us all. We all have different gifts, just like a body has different parts.